Two men walk into a doctor's office. Both are 55 years old. Same birthday, same year. But one of them has the body of a 40-year-old, and the other is aging like he's already 70. Same age on paper, 30 years apart on the inside. The difference? It's written in their DNA, and there's now a test that can tell you exactly which one you are. Welcome to Second Prime, where science meets your second chapter. Today, we're diving deep into biological age testing, what it actually measures, which tests are worth your time and money, and most importantly, how to lower your score. This one could genuinely change how you think about getting older. Let's start with the basics. Your chronological age is the number of candles on your cake. Simple math. But your biological age? That's how old your body actually is on the inside, how well your cells, organs, and systems are actually functioning, and they can be wildly different. A 2023 study from Stanford analyzed blood proteins in over 5,000 adults and found that nearly 20% of people have at least one organ aging significantly faster than the rest of their body. Think about that for a second. You could be 55 on your driver's license, but your heart might be running like it's 65, while your brain's still performing at 48. Two people born on the same day can be aging at completely different rates. Your birthday? It means almost nothing. Here's where Johnson's story starts to crack. He claims he's reversed his biological age by over 5 years. He says his heart functions like a 37-year-old and his lungs like a 21-year-old. Sounds incredible, right? But Morgan Levine, the PhD who actually pioneered the epigenetic clocks Johnson uses, says he's misusing her own science. These clocks measure your rate of aging. They don't give you a fixed number you can subtract from your birth certificate. His famous claim of reducing his pace of aging by 31 years, Levine calls it unsubstantiated. His DunedinPACE score of 0.69 means he's aging at about 69% of the normal rate. That's genuinely impressive, but it's not the same thing as being 31 years younger. Big difference. Now here's the part that really got me. Newman looked at the actual diets in these so-called blue zones, and the data flatly contradicts the marketing. Take Okinawa, probably the most famous blue zone of all. Buettner promoted it as a plant-based paradise, built on sweet potatoes and vegetables. You've probably seen the infographics. But according to the Japanese government's own national survey data, Okinawans actually eat the fewest vegetables of any Japanese prefecture. They also have the highest BMI in Japan. I know, that's hard to square with the longevity paradise image. And here's the kicker. Okinawa's longevity rankings collapsed. In 1985, Okinawan men ranked first in Japan for life expectancy. By 2020, they dropped to 43rd out of 47 prefectures. The longevity advantage vanished. The longevity diet didn't hold up once you actually compared it against the government's own data instead of the blue zone's branding. Here's where it gets really interesting. Your body doesn't age evenly, not even close. Remember that Stanford study? They measured aging rates across 11 major organs and found they can be running at completely different speeds inside the same person. And this isn't just academic trivia. Someone with accelerated heart aging had a 250% higher risk of heart failure. Accelerated brain aging predicted Alzheimer's progression, your liver, kidneys, immune system. Each one has its own biological clock ticking at its own rate. A 2025 study using MRI scans of thousands of healthy adults confirmed this. Organ-specific age gaps predicted both disease and mortality related to those specific organs. The good news? This means targeted interventions actually work. If your cardiovascular age is running high but everything else looks great, you know exactly where to focus your energy. Now, stay with me, because I'm about to tell you which consumer tests are actually worth your money and how to estimate your biological age without spending a single dollar. But first, if you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. We put out new science-backed longevity videos every Monday and Thursday. All right, let's keep going. So you want to know your biological age. What are your actual options? The most comprehensive consumer test right now is True Diagnostics True Age Complete. It runs about $499, and here's what you get for that. They scan over 900,000 DNA methylation sites, run multiple validated algorithms including DunedinPACE and GrimAge, and give you biological ages for 11 individual organs. It's a finger prick blood test you do at home, mail it back, and you get a detailed report in about 3 weeks. There's also GrimAge at around $299. It doesn't measure DNA methylation. Instead, it analyzes sugar molecules on your immune antibodies. It's faster to respond to lifestyle changes, which makes it good for tracking progress month to month. But it's measuring something fundamentally different from the epigenetic clocks. Neither is cheap. But think about it this way. If you can afford one test a year, you're getting data your doctor simply cannot give you from a standard blood panel. And you can track whether your lifestyle changes are actually working. You don't need a $500 test to get a rough picture of your biological age. Researchers have identified simple physical tests that strongly correlate with how well you're aging, and you can do all of them at home. First, grip strength. Grab a hand dynamometer. They're about $15 online. Squeeze as hard as you can, 3 tries with each hand. For men over 50, anything above 40 kilograms is solid. Below 26, that's a red flag for accelerated aging and cardiovascular risk. For women, above 25 is good. Below 16 is concerning. Second, gait speed. Mark out 10 meters, about 33 feet, and time your normal walking pace. If you cover it in under 8 seconds, you're in great shape. Gait speed is one of the single strongest predictors of mortality in older adults. Doctors call it the 6th vital sign. And third, the one-leg balance test. This one genuinely surprised me. Stand on one foot with your eyes closed. If you can hold it for 10 seconds or more, that's a strong sign of healthy aging. A study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that people who couldn't hold this for 10 seconds had an 84% higher risk of death from any cause over the next decade. I know, that sounds extreme, but balance integrates so many systems at once. Your brain, nerves, muscles, inner ear, proprioception, that it's basically a full-body stress test in one simple move. All right, the big question, the one everyone wants answered. Can you actually lower your biological age? Yes, and the evidence is stronger than you might think. A landmark 2021 randomized clinical trial by Dr. Cara Fitzgerald took 43 men between 50 and 72 and put them through an 8-week program. Nothing extreme, a diet rich in leafy greens, beets, liver, and eggs for methyl donor nutrients. 30 minutes of exercise 5 days a week, 7 hours of sleep minimum, and a twice daily breathing exercise for stress management. That's it. No drugs, no exotic supplements, no expensive treatments. The result? Participants reversed their biological age by an average of 3.23 years in just 8 weeks, measured by the Horvath Epigenetic clock. Let me say that again. 3 years younger. 2 months. The control group that didn't follow the program, their biological age didn't change at all. Now, it was a small study. Science is still working this out, and we need larger trials. But the direction of the evidence is clear. And just so you know, some of the links in the description are affiliate links. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps support the channel. But it's not just one study. The broader research all points to the same playbook. The Mediterranean diet has the strongest evidence for slowing biological aging. It consistently shows younger epigenetic age in people who stick with it. Plenty of olive oil, fatty fish, vegetables, nuts, and whole grains. Exercise is massive, and you don't need to run marathons. A combination of aerobic activity and resistance training reduced biological aging markers across multiple studies. Even walking at a brisk pace made a measurable difference. Sleep below 7 hours accelerates epigenetic aging. Chronic stress does the same. Cortisol literally changes your methylation patterns. And here's one that doesn't get enough attention: social connection. Loneliness accelerates biological aging at a rate comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not a metaphor. That's from the research. So the prescription looks something like this. Eat mostly plants. Move your body daily. Lift something heavy twice a week. Sleep 7+ hours. Manage stress. And stay connected to people who matter. Not flashy. Not expensive. But the data says it works. So here's my challenge to you. This week, try the one-leg balance test. Eyes closed, time yourself. Then drop your result in the comments. I want to know your number. I read every single one, and I'll pin the most impressive result. And if you want to know which specific foods have the strongest evidence for reversing biological